Say hi.
Hi.
Dance.
Hi.
Man, you guys don't even know. I almost leapt out of my seat when I saw this request come in. I was like, what? It's been like 6 months probably since we done Cream. So I'm very excited to head back here. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome to Leave Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. This made my day. Thank you, Miss Blondie. And in my day madedness, I added 2 tracks because I couldn't just do one. So we're doing I Feel Free first, which is Miss Blondie's request. These are 3 tracks from Fresh by Cream, which came out in 1966. It was the debut record. Jack Bruce, Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker. So yeah, her request was I Feel Free, which is only actually on the original US version, not the UK version. And then I added 4 Until Late and I'm So Glad. The 4 Until Late is actually a Robert Johnson song, which we've done a Robert Johnson track, but it was arranged by Clapton. And then I'm So Glad was written by Skip James. It was Jack Bruce on lead vocals, Clapton lead vocals on 4 Until Late, and then the first one, I Feel Free, is Jack Bruce on vocals, but the lyrics are written by Pete Brown. There you go. There's your intro. Thank you again, Miss Blondie. Thank you so much, because I love this band. I love Ginger Baker. He's one of my favorite drummers that I've discovered on here, and he makes me happy. He tickles all the drummer fancies. He really does. All right, I Feel Free by Cream. Oh, if you want to join a really cool Patreon community, get a video just like this, join the $15 tier or up. There's a link in the description. We'd love to have you. Come hang out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, we're over. I Feel Free, Cream. 3, 2, 1, go.
Bum 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 bum. I feel free. Bum 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 bum. I feel free. Bum 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 bum. I feel free. 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 Like the sea, you're all I want to know. I feel free.
Why is the guitar so low?
I feel free. I feel free. I can walk down the street, there's no one there, though the pavement's a one huge crowd. I can drive down the road, my eyes don't see, but my mind wants to cry out loud.
I hear you, Ginger. You're just real low, bro. It's so calm on the surface, but underneath it's frantic.
I can walk down the street, there's no one there, though the pavement's a one huge crowd. I can drive down the road, my eyes don't see, though my mind wants to cry out loud. Though my mind wants to cry out loud. Dance floor is like the sea, ceiling is the sky. The sun, and as you shine on
That's tambourine, bro.
I feel free.
What a trippy song, bro.
I feel free. I feel free.
I wish that was turned up, man. That sounded like a Blue Balls kind of song, bro. 4 Until Late.
From 4 until late, I was wringing my hands and cried. From 4 until late, I was wringing my hands and cried. I believe to my soul that your dad is the girl close bound. From 4 until 8, she may be a no good barroom clown.
Yep. Robert Johnson.
From 4 until 8, she may be a no good barroom clown. You know she won't do nothing but tear good man reputation down. A woman is like a dresser, some men always running through its drawers. A woman is like a dresser, some men always running through its drawers. She caused so many men to wear apron overalls.
That's crazy. Clapton had it from the beginning.
When I leave this town, I will bid you farewell. When I leave this town, I will bid you farewell. And when I return again, you have a great long story to tell.
Wow. The production's kind of weird, but it sounds great though. It's so strange, but I wish some of the stuff was turned up. The vocals were down a little bit. But the instrumentation's amazing.
I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. Don't know what to do, don't know what to do, don't know what to do. I'm tired of weeping, I'm tired of moaning, tired of crying for you.
I love Jack's vocals.
I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm tired of weeping, I'm tired of moaning, I'm tired of groaning for you. I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad.
Oh, good Phil. That bass. Wow. Give it to me, bro. I love it. That is sick, bro.
I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad.
Ginger uses every piece of that kit so well, bro.
I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad,
song makes me feel glad.
I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad.
That bass is crazy.
I'm so
What the
glad,
fuck?
I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad.
Y'all were so spoiled, bro.
I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad.
Wow. Well, holy shit. That was like 3 different tastes of cream right there. Badoonts. One was light, one was medium, and one was heavy cream. There you go. The first one, I Feel Free, such a strange song. I'm not gonna lie, because they were going crazy in that underneath the surface, like really low in the mix. I mean, Jack Bruce and honestly all 3 of them, but except for the vocals, like the vocals are very calm and serene on top, you know. But then underneath, you got Ginger, Jack, and Eric just going absolutely nuts, but it's just tuned down so low you can barely hear it. That killed me, bro. That song would have been incredible if that shit was turned up, but maybe that was the point, you know, to have that kind of deceivingly, you know, simple and, I don't even know what the word would be. Just, you know, like I said, deceivingly kind of simple and, I don't know what the word is. Pure? That's what it sounds like. It's just like very relaxed and, you know, just, and then underneath, they're just like going crazy. Like it's a punk song from the 80s, bro. I loved it, man. Then you move on to the second one, which is the Robert Johnson song. And you could definitely tell Clapton on that slide, man. It sounds eerily similar to Robert Johnson because I've done a track by him, the original recording from like way back in the day. You know what I mean? And man, did he have it down back then. It's so crazy. There really is nothing new under the sun. We just reinvent the wheel over and over. And people are just like, ooh, every 20 years. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. At least in like the arts and music, you know, people just, you know, it's what do they say? It's plagiarism if you steal from one person, but it's, you know, research if you steal from a bunch of people. That's kind of how it goes with music too, you know? You can't just copy someone's song straight up, but if you copy 20 people's songs straight up, you know, you get something, I guess. No, I'm not saying that's what they're doing here, because this is absolutely fantastic work. I think Jack Bruce being the standout in all 3 tracks, or in the last 2 tracks at least, his bass was just insane, and he was singing in that third one too. That was the one that it was the most effective, I think, too, is his bass is in that third track when he was singing too. I think he sang in the first track, Eric sang in the second, and then Jack sang in the third again. And of course, Ginger is just an absolute beast bow. A beast bro. I don't know what a beast bow is, but I'll have to find out what it is and I'll get back to y'all. I just love the way he's got that full body extension in his fills, bro. Like I said, he uses every piece of that kit perfectly in his fills, and they have such a good sound to it when they're not tuned down super low. I Felt Free or I Feel Free, whatever the fuck it's called. Man, that's gonna get under my skin. It's such a good song. I see what they were going for there, but it just I wish it was turned up, or I wish that was just the straight up song that was being played, you know. But I thought it was great though. And then yeah, the third one with that was a what was it? Oh, I have to look now. It was a song by, okay, no, it was written by James. Wait, so that's Janet Godfrey. No, I'm So Glad. Alright, so it was written by Skip James. Okay, I'm So Glad is a Delta blues song originally recorded by American musician Skip James in 1931. Blues historian Gerald H. notes this spiritual probably dates back to the beginning of the blues. It is a 2-step piece marked by fiendishly fast playing in an 8-bar arrangement comprised of single measures. Okay, it's not related to an earlier Lonnie Johnson tune with the similar title, apparently. The Cream adaptation, they obviously reworked it using an electric blues rock arrangement for their debut album, Fresh Cream, from 1966. And An album review included, "It's the rampaging I'm so glad that illustrates how far they've come. Compare it to the original studio version on Fresh Cream and it's easy to see just how much they..." Oh, that's talking about the album Goodbye. I guess that's from a couple years later, and it's like a live version of it. I guess I don't know what the fuck has to do with anything then. Apparently, Deep Purple does a cover of it, I'm guessing. I don't know. It says it's under Child's Prayers and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I like when bands can do that, when they can take old stuff and then rework it with whatever's popular at the time or whatever's working for them per se, like Cream, because Cream was just pure innovation. Like, it really was. Like, they blazed a trail that a lot of bands followed, you know, just like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who. The list goes on and on. Like, I have learned so freaking much about the history of these bands thanks to you guys, and I'm very thankful for that. Let alone the music that you've showed me, but just knowing the history and knowing the culture of which I participate and live in and like where it came from, I think that's invaluable to somebody, man. Because if you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. And that applies to art and stuff too, because if you just, you know, don't know exactly where you're, you know, standing on, like the road you're walking on, like who paved it, then what's the point of that road even being there other than you walking on it? You don't even know who made it, you know, metaphorically in art, you know. And I think a lot of bands these days, they have no idea who Ginger Baker is and Cream. They have no idea who, well, they probably know the Beatles, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bands that were so innovative, like Iron Butterfly, Alice Cooper, all those like kind of early 70s, late 60s, like Deep Purple, stuff like that. They're so innovative, man, and they deserve to have more respect and more recognition these days. I think they do. But that's also could be coming from my ignorance, and maybe people know and talk about them all the time. I don't know. Like I said, I had a weird upbringing. Like, someone asked me this question the other day about like, how does a rock drummer not know Speed King by Deep Purple? Well, first off, I'm 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised on Avenged Sevenfold and like metalcore and stuff. Like, the oldest stuff I knew was Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. That's about it, you know. I didn't know anything else. Maybe Metallica, you know. I had a very weird Christian upbringing where I wasn't exposed to a lot of music. I listened to Christian music or, you know, the Goo Goo Dolls or something like on the radio. You know, that's literally what it was. That was it. And then I heard Panic at the Disco and stuff like that, and that really piqued my interest to get into playing again, because I played in the band at school, and then I got real into like metalcore and stuff like that. And like I said, a very big switch. It really was. And then I started playing in a band with my friends and stuff like that, and you know, it just took off from there. And so if I don't know this stuff, my apologies. Like I said, I'm young and I just don't know. Like, I really don't. And I really appreciate when you guys take the time to, you know, explain things, blah blah blah. I know it may take a little bit for me to get it, but eventually I get it. It's just because I do so much music that I have to like soak it in over time, you know. But I digress. My favorite song of the bunch was definitely I'm So Glad. That was a fantastic song. And thank you to Miss Blondie for I Feel Free, whatever. That was a great song too. Kind of frustrating at points, but still a great song. And so was the Robert Johnson one. Fantastic. So thanks for watching, guys. Any recommendations by Cream, leave them down below. I'll do some more. Obviously I need to get schooled, so let me know what you got for me. I'll talk to y'all later.